Welcome, everyone, to the virtual Charleston Forum today. It's a very important election coming up. Couldn't be happier to have this panel with us today to share their thoughts on what's important when we're deciding who should lead the districts in the Tri-County area.
It has changed over the years. However, some things remain the same. And some of those things as an individual board member that we should look for in some of those attributes include teamwork, communications, acting ethically, acting courageously, working with others in the community, having a common goal with your fellow board members.
The superintendents have made enormous progress in shockingly short times, turning districts around in 2-3 years. I asked them, what was the key to success? They said the right school board. So the stakes here are enormous.
I want to start by making it crystal clear that there is a direct link between a healthy and productive business and an educational system and an educated community. It is imperative. I cannot attract talent to companies without having a robust educational system.
I've always stated that education and economic development are literally joined at the hip. I can tell you that every one of those large companies look at the educational opportunities, not only for their children, but as a workforce. It's so important.
How do we be creative and innovative to move to the next level with our young people? Because what we know is that today, these young people are about 25% of our current population, but 100% of all of our futures.
Once a community buys into the goals they believe are important, all sorts of amazing things are possible.
Board members need to be held accountable for progress.
I think that anyone who thinks they can run and willing to serve should have that ability.
The diversity of thought that you bring to a board creates all of that energy and creative vision.
We want to also make sure that students will become effective and great leaders in the 21st century.
All students, regardless of where they live, what color they are, their socioeconomic status, they deserve the best education possible.
Our parents place a great deal of faith in us when they send their children to us, and they expect us to make the best possible decisions for their students day in and day out. You show up for your community, you entrust the folks that you've hired to lead, then I think we're going to make great strides in the Lowcountry.
A lot of times our school board members represent large districts and they have schools that are vastly different. So it's important to me that the school board member represents all parts of their community equally in attention, but not necessarily, I would say, resources.
We have to understand that equal is not equity. When you have equal, you're giving students the same things. However, you need to be equitable in that because some schools do need more resources than others.
We have to remember that the work that the board does ultimately impacts children the most.
We strive to create a community within education that consists of all stakeholders. I think that we're all working for the best for children.
In our communities, they have the power. If it were not for our parents, there would not be a school board, there would not be any school districts. And so having the impact and the power of a positive school board that will make change for everyone with diversity and teaching methods is a great tool if it is used in the right and correct manner.
What you do this year, while you may not see the immediate impact, you will see the impact years down the road.
What I'm doing is not just temporary, it's a long-term effect. And when we are entering the doors of our school buildings, we need to put everything else aside and look at the bigger picture. We must understand that, yes, we come from different backgrounds, we have different diversities, cultures, ethnicities, but the common goal is to ensure that our students receive a quality education that could take them anywhere in the world that they desire to go, with no limits or any boundaries.